For cheap and reliable coins, head over to utnice.com. Link will be in the description. And when you have purchased your coins, go to the checkout and use the coupon JT11 for all of your needs for a 6% off. What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Cordoba, the centre back in the Serie A, and he is coming in at an extinct price of 425. This one actually took a hell of a lot longer than all the rest to get. Obviously, being 425, people are pretty much anticipating him going up to 800. Obviously, won't settle at 800, but you never know. You might be able to get a buy or two. People who really want this card that may pay that much. So it is kind of a very harder card to get, even with the likes of Ginola. To be honest, he is just frustrating as hell to try and get. It's taken hours to sit there and miss out on a snipe, but Cordoba's in the team. He looks actually pretty good, to be fair, and I think the Serie A took a massive hit this year with a lot of big players being downgraded, a lot of people leaving. Obviously, Ronaldo did leave. We still have a few decent players. Obviously, Skriniar has gone up to an 86. Koulibaly looks a fantastic 86. Chiellini, obviously, unfortunately, getting that year older, so he is going down more and more. Deriv doesn't look terrible. De Ligt looks all right. Manolas, again, still looks pretty good. And then Benucci, again, like Chiellini. He is a bit older, so I'm kind of expecting that. And that's about it. So Cordoba comes in probably the best centre-back in the Serie A, but not by loads. Obviously, Skriniar and Koulibaly looking very, very nice indeed. So it's going to be an interesting find with this guy. Obviously, he will upgrade over time as well. So who knows what they'll actually finish out, which will be quite nice. He has got leadership player, leadership power header and team player with a 2-star, 3-star, and he is right-footed. Why can't I see that? Yeah, right-footed, and he's 5'8". So a smaller centre back. Cannavaro vibes, maybe. Put him and Cannavaro together. Never know. Let's get into it. See what Cordoba could do. Already getting that interception, very nice. Just have a little feel with him. See what it's all about, and just feels like a standard centre-back sort of agility / balance, little turn-ins for a big pass. That's a nice curve on that one. He's going to be an interesting one, and I think the biggest thing with these heroes is what rating do they actually stay at. I know it's not completely confirmed yet, so it'll be interesting to see what they actually do kind of finish at, because then you can kind of judge of what sort of price you're going to be looking at. Obviously, it's going to be a kind of an ongoing thing, so we'll obviously keep updated on the channel with any reviews, because I can imagine they're going to be very much like the base, mid, and primes, where it's not necessarily the same card, but also it's not just like a +1 either, which would be very nice. Got a bit of Vidal trying to find in a bit of Di Natale, who's going to do so. Left foot and nearly past Henderson. But Cordoba, for me, I think is going to be fantastic. He's going to be an interesting player, to say the least. Obviously, 5'8". We know that isn't always too heavy of a problem. We've used Cannavaro pretty much every year, and he is just as small, and obviously in real life put himself to the World Cup final and winning it as the captain, so you know full well that it can still work. It just matters on their kind of on their animations and how well that you can kind of manage not necessarily winning every single header. And obviously you do find that they do have better jumping just to cope with the height, when especially as a centre back. So he should be absolutely fine in terms of height. I don't think it's going to have a massive disadvantage just for the fact that he is necessarily a lot smaller than, say, Virgil, who I think is 6'3", 6'4". Here he is watching Grealish on that run. Dumfries is going to do his job instead. A little bit of a play around, just try and draw the attacker in once more. Just watching that run through. Keep it on here and away. Lovely, lovely stuff. Not a foot wrong so far. Can't complain. 20 minutes in. It's what you want from a centre-back. And again, his turning. And I think that is a big advantage you do get from him. His kind of jockeying, the turning you get from him is absolutely sensational. Good interception. Vidal bounces off his heel, but it's that's a cracking goal. I'll give him that. But it's a cracking little interception. It just unfortunately bounced with a rebound, and Grealish with a strike and a half there. I think as well, if you were to play maybe a 3 or 5 at the back, I think that'd be absolutely fine. If you think about like Cordoba kind of coming in as either a left centre-back or right centre-back, depending on what you've got in the middle. Koulibaly and Skriniar at this moment in time, obviously there's no more specials or anything like that. Oh, Romagnoli going for it. You could really have a very, very nice kind of like defensive partner there. Then if you went for someone, it's a shame Hakimi's kind of changed position, because that would have been a really nice little right mid turned like right back almost. Good interception. Poor pass from myself, but a cracking little bit of play there. Good tackle again. Gets straight back up and is on the attack. You love to see it from him. Going to see it out. Can we get a little bit of a through ball on the go? Into Salah's head. Lovely, nice and clean. Passing seems to be very, very good from him. And this is what I like. Oh, that was... What on earth was that, Salah? But this is what I like about the heroes. Is to start with, they did look awful. Like, genuinely, the stats just look nothing like, obviously, what we were kind of used to. And obviously, because they aren't Team of the Seasons, they aren't footies, they've not got 99 and absolutely everything, it did look a little bit weird that we were going to get these so-called heroes, which were meant to be almost like icons, but not quite icons. That's a cracking challenge. Keepers? No, we're going to get it from Romagnoli. And it's now turned out that actually they are pretty decent, to be honest. A lot of them that I've played with, all of them haven't disappointed in terms of being able to actually do something. So it's nice to see that literally all cards are worth something as such. Can we get the header there? Oh, there it is. What a save. And geez, keepers in this game are a hell of a lot better. Good interception. Last man literally every single time. It's going to be interesting as well with next year is, will there be more? Is this something that can be added? I'm assuming it is. That's a ball, but it's not a head. But it's interesting because obviously we've got the first 19. Can they add more into the game? Obviously, the one thing that I always forgot is that none of these cards are technically coded into the game. Maybe once upon a time they were, but not every single person was, I don't think. Especially if you go prior to like FIFA 09, technically in terms of Ultimate Team coding, if there's such a thing as different coding for the game and Ultimate Team, but they wouldn't be on the game, so it's not as if you're just adding in a brand new adding in a new card, like a new version. And that's obviously what kind of maybe stops them adding the mid-year. I don't know, it's going to be an interesting one, because I suppose they did add Beckham last year very, very late on. So going into the overall for Cordoba, as you can see, a couple now are on the market for him on Xbox, obviously PlayStation and PC. A little bit harder for him to get, but in terms of the card, solid. We've seen a lot of good cards in kind of centre-back versions. We've seen Varane recently. Unreal. Genuinely unreal. But I think this guy has got very